Alright, first of all, I'm shooting obviously in 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio scope because I wanted to do an experiment. You know, I'm making believe that I'm shooting anamorphic even though I'm not. And I'm shooting at like 39 millimeters on a zoom lens, the 20 to 60 kit lens, because if you figure my 35 millimeter anamorphic lens, which is APS-C, is a 52 millimeter equivalent. And if you divide that by 1.33 squeeze factor, that's around 40 millimeters. And 40 millimeters is really something that I like to shoot at. Even though I don't have a proper 40 millimeter prime lens, but I do use it when I'm using a zoom lens. So I'm kind of approximating the anamorphic lens using the spherical lens just to see how it looks in this kind of aspect ratio when I'm shooting it intentionally like this. And I'm kind of lucky because I got this big ass boat behind me, which is weird. I've never seen anything like this before up here. I guess it's a 6-day cruise going up and down the Hudson, a foliage cruise, fall foliage, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, I wanted to make a video today and I wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, I wanted to talk about, I went to YouTube this morning and I saw a short film, and I'm going to link it in the description. It just occurred to me that this is the kind of content that I'm really looking for when I'm perusing YouTube. It was a short film. It was brilliant, just a beautiful film, great story. It's only 7 minutes long. And it's about these two people who encounter one another in a train station. I think it's in Germany it takes place. But I won't tell you what it's about. You could go watch it if you want, but it's only 7 minutes. But it creates a lot of tension between these two characters, but not a word is spoken. But what really struck me about this video was that it was shot on a GH5. And I believe it was shot in 2018, 2017 maybe. So the GH5 was brand new at that point, I think. I think it came out in 2017. And I just thought to myself, this film is so beautifully shot. It's obviously all handheld. It's in a train station. It looks to me like they just used natural lighting. I don't think they lit anything, although I could be wrong about that. I know they used the Sigma 18 to 35 lens because I saw it in the comments, and it was just beautifully done, and it kind of fucked my whole day up because now I'm wondering what happened between these two people, you know, which is like the perfect short film. But it's also the reason I hate short films, because I'm sure I'll never know what happened to those two people because I don't know if that film was ever extended to a feature-length film. But what I did think about was how good the GH5 is, you know, and how it was in a train station, and so it was a lot of low light kind of stuff. And it was just brilliantly done. It was a beautiful story. It was shot really well. They used manual focus really well. I don't know if he used autofocus at all. I think he probably did, he or she. But I just thought, man, the GH5 is just killing. You know what I mean? And I'm shooting on the Panasonic S5 right now, but I have a GH5. And I often think to myself that the only thing that would really get me to upgrade would be to get like a Blackmagic camera because of the awesome screen, you know? And I actually like the screen on the S5, but the GH5, that screen is really hard for me to deal with. I don't know if I don't know how to set it, or I bought it used, maybe it's damaged or something, but you know, it gets brighter and dimmer all the time, and I can't find any settings to control that. But also, it's just not as, you know, like clear as the S5. And the S5 is really good, but it also has its challenges. It's small, you know, obviously. It's not a big camera. And I know that, you know, if I got something like a Blackmagic 6K Pro or something like that, or, you know, any of the pocket cinema cameras, they have much better, you know, better views on the back, you know. And so the monitor is a big deal, and I hate running around with an external monitor. I just can't stand it. So, yeah, I mean, I guess another advantage of the GH5 is that it's got a full-size HDMI. So if I did pull out an external monitor, it would be much more stable than on this micro HDMI that I have on the S5. So anyway, that just kind of crossed my mind today, like, you know, I wonder if that person who shot that film ever upgraded from the GH5, and, you know, if they ever felt like they needed to. I guess the only reason would either be because they watch all these YouTube videos and they feel they must upgrade to have the latest and greatest stuff, but that's not a good reason. Or maybe they're working as a DP on set and they need to connect to a whole crew. And then I can see getting a proper cinema camera so that you can be connected and, you know, have, you know, everything that you need to be communicating with everybody on set. But other than that, you know, like the GH5 has got more codecs than this S5. You know, it's got all I codecs, it's got 4K 60, which this has 4K 60, but I mean, in many ways, the GH5 is a more capable video camera than the S5. The S5 is a beast of a photography camera too, and that is, I think, where the, you know, the real advantage comes in. And also, the dual native ISO is a big deal. Although, personally, I don't think the GH5 really truly suffers in low light. If you know what you're doing, if you could find light, you know, and if you get a little bit of grain. I mean, you know, I'm watching My Brilliant Friend on HBO right now, and there's like grain all over those shots. And they look beautiful. They look amazing because it's set right after World War II. It's a time period where there would have been grain in the shots. And so that's just not a real issue for me. I think the GH5 is so capable and so flexible, and, you know, obviously it's small. You know, it's got the opportunity to use micro 4/3 lenses, which is smaller, and it just struck me. Oh, and the other thing is this, you know, it was like such great content for YouTube, and I noticed that this filmmaker, you know, they probably started a YouTube channel just to upload this film because it's literally the only thing on their channel, and they have 5 subscribers, you know. But a couple of thousand people did see the film, and so it probably served the purpose for just getting some eyeballs on the work. But just a lot to think about, you know what I mean? Like, this is somebody who's clearly not focused on YouTube, but doing amazing work. And it just, you know, it's just a good reminder that there's a lot of amazing filmmaking, music, theater, art, you know, painting, you know, like, there's so much amazing art outside of YouTube or any other social media as well. And I think it's really invaluable to seek it out in your community, wherever you live. You know, go try to see things live. See that, you know, if you're a filmmaker, try to find screenings, try to find other filmmakers in the area. If you're a painter, go to art galleries, go to openings, things like that. Definitely go see live theater. You know, I think it's really important. And again, it's a reminder that, you know, not everything is on social media. Not everything is on you. I don't count YouTube as social media, but not everything is on YouTube. Not everything's on social media. So that was one thing I was thinking of. So the other thing I was thinking was, do I really want to get rid of these 2 anamorphic lenses? Like, I don't really desperately need to sell them, but I'm somebody who doesn't like to keep things around that I'm not using, and I'm really not using them that much, but I do like the fact that I have these focal lengths that, you know, it's like the 75 is really equivalent to an 85. My anamorphic, my Sirui anamorphic f1.8, 1.33 squeeze factor anamorphic lens, if you do the math, it's really 85 in width. And the same thing with my 35 millimeter is really a 40, as I said. Those are great focal lengths. The anamorphic lens, I love the colors in those 2 lenses. You know, it's like, I don't really care so much about the lens flares, and the bokeh is fine for me. I mean, you could tell it's an anamorphic lens. Is it extreme, you know, oval anamorphic bokeh? No, but you could definitely tell a difference. You could definitely tell it's not round like a spherical lens. I like those 2 lenses, and they're not too big. So I don't know, you know, I put them up on eBay. We'll see if I get any kind of biting on them, you know, and if I get what I asked for, I'll probably sell them, because I could always buy them again in the future or rent them if I need them. But I might very well not sell them too. We'll see what happens. So a train is coming right now, I think, so I'm going to shut the camera off for 1 second, and I'll continue after this train leaves. And there goes the last car. I didn't feel like moving the camera and everything, so Anyway, let me clap my hands again just in case. All right, the other thing I wanted to talk about was this, which I forgot about. And actually, if it looks like a completely different day, it's like suddenly the entire sun decided to come out and all the clouds decided to move. So I didn't change the exposure or anything. I'll deal with that in post. So maybe I can match it, and maybe you don't know what I'm talking about right now. But if it looks different, that's why. I noticed something recently, just the other day actually, and I have noticed this in the past as well, and this is kind of a warning for people posting on YouTube. If you post a video and then you find that for some reason you have to pull it down and then you repost it, and I had to do that the other day because I posted a video where I put some information in there that I realized I probably shouldn't have posted. I needed to check with somebody first. And anyway, I worked it all out and I reposted the video. And so when I originally posted, I noticed I got quite a few views, like right away, like in the first 10 minutes that I posted it, got quite a few views. But then when I reposted it, it just sat there for hours. And now, after like almost 48 hours, it's only got like 65 views. And I noticed in the past too, when you repost a video, that video is not going to be seen by many people. I don't know why that happens. I don't know what the deal is with that. But it's something to keep in mind. Like if you post something, I don't think the algorithm likes when you post something and then pull it down and then post something again real quick. I don't know anything about the algorithm. I have no idea if that's fact, but I know that in my case, the few times that I've done that, where I pulled something down and then reposted it a few minutes later, or even a day later, it doesn't get near the views that most of my other videos get. You know, not that I get a tremendous amount of views, but just something I noticed, so it's just something I wanted to mention. And I guess the final thing as I end this video is that I voted today, and I'm very happy about that. Today's October 26th. When I'm shooting this, it was the first day that they had early voting up near me in upstate New York, and it was pretty interesting there. You know, people were looking at each other like this is an election that's unlike any in the history of our country, and I just hope that everybody goes out and votes, and I hope that we all respect the vote. So that's it. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thanks so much for watching. Oh, one more advantage of shooting spherical as opposed to anamorphic in a situation like this, if I'm shooting scope, I could get to the outer portion of the screen and not have some of the distortion that an anamorphic lens would have. Right now I'm shooting with the 20 to 60 kit lens, the Panasonic kit lens, and I don't know if I have any distortion right now, but if I was on the anamorphic lens, I would have quite a bit of distortion on the edges. So something to think about too, and I'm going to shut up now. Oh, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please consider joining my Patreon. I would really appreciate that. And bye.